Hey, I'm Bill and you're watching A Nose for Life. I am standing on a big rock on the banks of Abrams Creek, which is just outside of Cades Cove. But what's strange is that I didn't even know that this trail really existed. I mean, a few people have told me about this trail, but this is sort of like a hidden passage into Cades Cove in East Tennessee. More to come. And again, thank you for watching.
Look, that Carolyn and I found an all but forgotten access point to Tennessee's Cades Cove is really cool and all, but it's not what this video is really about. Originally, this video was supposed to be about the Ajala Skyway, but we found a famous road on the way to the Skyway, and I had to tell you about it. If you've never heard of it, it's called the Tail of the Dragon, and it's one of the most famous stretches of road in the world if you're a motorcyclist or a car enthusiast or one of those Fast and Furious types. Motorcyclists and car enthusiasts from all over the world come to drive the Tail of the Dragon, and they test their skills on the 11-mile winding mountain road with hairpin curves that connects Tennessee to North Carolina or North Carolina to Tennessee. The Tail of the Dragon, an authentic challenge for any motorist because you have to deal with nature like snow, ice, wind, bear, deer, turkeys, or slow tourists that have no idea that on this stretch of road, it's normal, though not legal, for 10 motorcycles to pass you on a double yellow line in the pouring rain, on a curve, on a steep grade, and yes, that happens a lot. But it just so happens we ran into some motorists who were more than willing to share their experience on the Tail of the Dragon.
Hi, I'm Danny Forrest, Columbus, Ohio. First time over the Dragon. We're about halfway through our first trip. It's fabulous. A lot of places you can mess up, but take it low and slow and you'll have a good time.
All right, hey, I'm Joshua Skelton. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, and the road is just amazing. Keeps bringing me back every year. It's a journey in itself, so it's great.
Okay, I'm Janet Forrest from Columbus, Ohio. This is my husband and I first trip on the Tail of the Dragon, and we brought our Mini, and it's doing great, and we're having a blast. Go Mini Cooper.
My name is Elliot Rapp. I'm with my friends Cole and Josh. We came up here. We're both from Nashville. I'm taking out my S2000. He has an FRS. He has a Mini, and we really like the technical roads that are up here. And there's just like a mixed variety of like really twisty roads, and then some are just like long and bendy.
All right, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the road. Everybody's been really nice to us. This is my first time coming here.
Where are you from?
Nashville. Yeah.
All of you are from Nashville?
He goes to UT, so he came down here to visit Canada.
I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm Joshua Skelton. What's incredible about the Dragon is how many like-minded people really come up here and how easy it is to make friends and make connections with other people. So that's what keeps me coming back.
How dangerous is the Tail of the Dragon?
Depends on how dangerous you want to get.
Yeah,
That's really how it goes.
And how well you are at driving.
Yeah,
you don't want to you have to know how technical it is.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to push your limits.
Yeah,
Now, you're from Knoxville, right?
Yes, I live in Knoxville.
Okay, so do you talk, there at UT, do you guys talk about coming up here a lot? I mean, is this a thing?
Yeah, he bugs me all the time.
There are a few car enthusiasts over at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. But mainly the people that I come up here and meet with, I've actually met here, and they're all from around Middle Tennessee. So it's actually pretty cool how you can go out and just have this connection with someone right off the bat. Get their number and start hanging out and becoming friends like that. All three cars.
I'm Nathan Ringel. This is Callie Ringel. This is Kai Ringel from Knoxville, Tennessee. We decided to do a day trip up the Dragon. Took a big old boat through here. Had fun, no sliding, kept it safe. Enjoyed the view.
What do you think about the Tail of the Dragon?
It was fun.
Crazy?
Very curvy.
Very curvy? Excellent. What about you?
Very, very scared for me because I don't like twisting turns. It's just, I don't like it.
I've got to admit, I left the Overlook with a little bit of car envy, and I found myself confessing some jealousy and that I was coveting some of the amazing cars. And while continuing on the Tail of the Dragon in the family grocery getter, I felt boring. Not bored, but boring. But that's only because I'm delaying my midlife crisis. There's a sports car or a motorcycle, probably a Harley, in my future, and I'll have the tickets and hospital bills that'll probably go along with it. Seriously, I am very thankful for these individuals who had something to say about their experience on the Tail of the Dragon. Thanks, guys and gals. And if you're in the Knoxville area or driving north or south on I-75, the Tail of the Dragon is only about 54 miles away from Knoxville. It's not really a long drive over here, and depending on how fast you drive, well, it might not take long at all to get over here. People but drive pretty fast on this road.
So if you do decide to do the Tail of the Dragon and it's during the off season, you're gonna want to pit stop for a bathroom before you start the actual climb up the mountain, because everything's closed unless you want to risk a foot.
If you're familiar with this area, the title of the video might start making sense now, especially considering we started the video by climbing the Tail of the Dragon. See, after climbing the dragon's 11-mile tail, two roads diverge. Do you get it? See what I did there? Two roads, poetry. Anyway, we took the road to the right. If you've never heard of Joyce Kilmer, Joyce Kilmer was an American poet, most famous for his poem about trees, cleverly titled Trees. I'll provide a link to the poem in the description. It's one of my favorite poems for two reasons. First, because of its perfect simplicity, and second, because I too love trees. Now, you may not have heard of Joyce Kilmer the war hero or Joyce Kilmer the poet. See, they're the same person. Modern critics are kind of harsh on Kilmer's poetry, and that's primarily due to the fact that modern day critics have to share brain cells. But that's a different story and beyond the scope of this video, even if it's true. Tragically, Kilmer was killed by a sniper in World War I. But because of Kilmer's famous poem about trees, a small area of virgin timber was named after him. The Joyce Kilmer Memorial Forest is home to some of the largest trees east of the Rockies. To reach this ancient forest, you have to climb a pretty steep trail, and it was raining while we were there, so it was a little muddy, but worth our time and our effort as we were able to walk among giants. These trees are unlike anything you'll see anywhere else in the world, and yes, there are bigger trees in the world, but these trees are just like the trees that might be in your own backyard, but they've been allowed to grow. And in this forest, you really can walk among giants. Carolyn and I are at Joyce Kilmer Memorial Forest. Now, during the forest fires back in the fall of 2016, some of the trees here were destroyed, but we're gonna go on a loop here that hopefully we're gonna see some amazing trees. You hear me say this often on this channel, that the camera doesn't do anything justice. Well, this is one of those cases. There's a tree behind me, right there in the distance. I don't know how tall it is. All I know is that it goes about 30 feet down below this ridge line, and it's almost as tall as the hilltop behind it. Amazing. I feel like a hobbit beside this thing. Frodo!
Do you see that thing? I can't even hug it. It's huge. Feels like a hobbit house. It's huge. I wonder what happened to it though. It was burnt.
Probably a lightning strike.
Not to sound too sappy or anything, no pun intended, but as we were leaving, it was almost as if I could hear Kilmer's famous poem in my head. You know, walking among those trees is like walking among ancient giants. And I'm also reminded of Kilmer's last line in his poem Trees. He writes, "Only God can make trees." And if you've ever doubted that, visit Joyce Kilmer Memorial Forest and walk with giants.
So here I am at Obadiah Mountaintop, elevation 3,700 something feet. And here's the funny part. It's at the, I don't know, middle or end of February. And if you ever told me that I would be on Ajala Skyway at the end of February wearing my world famous Slusho shirt and really a little warm at that, I would have laughed at you, because normally you can't even get to this part of Ajala this time of year because there's snow everywhere. In fact, Carolyn and I years ago tried it, and we slid halfway down the mountain and hit another car, and they weren't too happy about that because they had four-wheel drive and we didn't. Anyway, Ajala Skyway is an amazing place to visit year-round. In the winter, you need a four-wheel drive, but year-round, it is absolutely beautiful up here. And right now, what Carolyn and I are enjoying is the fog that is rolling in from the valley. Check this out, it's pretty cool. And just a note, if you ever want to sit on a wall on a high mountaintop when it's foggy and been raining, you might want to avoid sitting in water when you're doing your YouTube video, because now my rear end is a slushy mess.
There is so much to say about the majestic overlooks and awe-inspiring scenery that's available all year long on the Ajala Skyway. In fact, there's too much to say for this video. I will say that the Ajala Skyway is a scenic mountain passage connecting North Carolina and Tennessee. The Ajala is special to Carolyn and I because this is where we spent our first date many years ago, and we've been living on a mountaintop ever since. Regardless of where you live, I highly recommend you taking a trip to the Ajala Skyway at least once. You won't regret it. From Tennessee, you can access the Ajala Skyway at Tellico Plains, and coming from North Carolina, you can access the Ajala through Robbinsville. But if you're in for a real adventure and you have what it takes, you can also find your way to these amazing look-offs by way of a dragon's tail. And if you survive the flight of the dragon, you'll have a chance to walk among giants before whispering poetry above the clouds. I'm Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life. I am so grateful that you took time out of your day to watch this video. I really want to invite you to join our community and subscribe and share this video so that we can continue to grow our channel. Now stay tuned for an important message from me.
I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're from any of the 50 states in America or from around the world. And yes, we have viewers from all over the world. And by the way, thank you so much for watching. But what I want to challenge you to do today is find something amazing about the place that you live, about where you live. I guarantee you, you can find something amazing, beautiful, and inspiring within 15 to 30 minutes from your house. And I don't care if you live in a metropolitan area, I don't care if you live in one of the biggest cities in the world, I guarantee you within 30 minutes, maybe an hour of where you live, there is someplace amazing. By the way, I would love to know about that place. You can put it in the comments below, or you can send me a video, and I promise to use it on A Nose for Life when you share amazing places about where you live.
And listen, if you get time, check out these other videos. They're pretty good too.